These are some of the stories that I've written. The Nibiru Chronicles. Not Your Average Fairy Godmother. A Vienna Rossi Paranormal Mystery Series. An Aggie Underhill Mystery Series, a quirky comical adventure. A Millie Miller Mystery Series, a coffee shop short story, Fatal Reaction, When Darkness Falls, last but not least, Who Says You Can't Paint? Remember to let your imagination soar.
Hey, welcome to Composition Theory, the podcast where we get into the creative process with filmmakers, musicians, and artists. I'm Rodney Lewis Aquino, and today's guest is Michelle Ann Hollstein, who is a Southern California writer. So let's get into it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Rodney. I'm excited.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Man, so how's everything going lately? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I know I just mentioned to you about the allergies around here, so hopefully I don't start sneezing in the middle of this or coughing.
Oh, no worries. It's really bad pollen here too. So, whew.
Yeah, it's beautiful and sweet here though in Southern California, so I can't complain about that.
So you working on any books lately? Or are you still writing?
I am, of course. Yeah, I can't stop writing. Nice. I'm actually writing. I'm juggling 2 different books right now.
Nice.
I'm writing the 3rd book in my Millie Miller mystery series. It's just a fun little cozy mystery. And so I'm writing the 3rd book in that one. And then I started a new series called, what is it? Not Your Average Fairy Godmother. Wow. And I'm reading the 2nd one in that one. It's paranormal. It's kind of silly. It's fun. I honestly don't even know what to classify it as. So I put the genre as like paranormal fairy tale. I mean, I wasn't sure.
Nice.
For me. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm having the 1st one turned into an audiobook right now. The narrator is working on it. So,
wow. Yeah. Wow. How many have you written so far, book-wise?
That's a good question. I've lost count because I write not only novels, I also write novellas, short stories. But if you put them all together, it's somewhere around 50, I think, that I have there right now. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Never thought I had anything to say. Honestly, I still really don't know if I do. It's just fun. It's just using my imagination.
Are any of them like personal, like personal history or stories about yourself, or?
No. they say it's best to write what you know. Yeah. And I do use areas that I've lived in. I do use certain circumstances or certain things that may have happened to me that I thought was kind of humorous or funny or something that like my dogs did or something. And I throw them into my books. So there are a lot of little personal things throughout all of my books, but none of it is nonfiction. It's all fiction, make-believe, just a lot of fun.
Wow. What's your process, your creative process?
That's a tricky one because I just write whatever pops into my head. I don't plan it out. let's say I'm just picturing a scene of a man and a woman sitting, having coffee. I all of a sudden just start describing what's going on around them, what they see, what they hear, their conversation, and I just start writing it down, and I build the story from there. Then maybe somebody comes rushing in, there's been an accident outside, or there's this, or there's that going on, and I just write it down. And then the next day, whatever pops into my head, I go back over what I just wrote, then the next scene pops in my head. So I hurry up and write that down. And I just build upon it. And sometimes I kind of freak out, go, oh my gosh, how am I going to end this? I have no idea where I'm going. There's a murderer running around in my book, and I have no idea who it is. But somehow my brain, through the process, eventually pulls it all together. It's almost like putting together a puzzle.
Wow.
And it's just a lot of fun for me. And it keeps me engaged in the story and wanting to come back because I want to know what's going on just as much as the reader does.
Nice. See, I started writing my first novel. It's probably been 6, 7 to 8 months ago now.
Okay.
Oh, you talk about a long process.
It is.
It's like, oh.
Yes. The hardest part is going through and trying to do the editing, making sure everything flows, cutting stuff from the book, adding stuff back in. I mean, for me, that's the hardest process.
Wow.
And I'm sure you're finding that out, or have you not gotten that part yet?
Oh, well, I wrote the first version of it.
Okay.
And I printed it out because I wanted to see it in my hand and I wanted to read it word for word. And then I've gotten through the second rewrites, probably around 40, 50 pages in.
Okay.
But it's like I'm starting to realize some stuff doesn't make sense because it's a sci-fi.
Yes.
So that's tough. Already I chose the worst genre to start with.
No, sci-fi is great because it doesn't all have to make sense.
True.
When it's sci-fi. Actually, if you ask me, the easiest is fantasy because then you really can go wild with your imagination. But no, sci-fi, that's good. But I know your sci-fi is probably a little bit more involved than my sci-fi, so you have to really scientifically go in and make sure everything's accurate. Where my sci-fi, I've done 2 like apocalypse type of novels, but they're like everyday average people and what they're going through, and they're trying to piece everything together, which I think sometimes makes it a little bit easier because I don't have to come at everything from a scientific standpoint. I'm doing it from the average everyday person standpoint.
Nice.
So, but it is a process. It really is.
Extreme. So when you start, do you like write a page of like a synopsis and then go from there, or you just start writing page 1 on?
I just start writing. Yeah, nice. I just start writing. And the funny thing is, when I finish a book, the synopsis is the hardest thing to write. It's like, how do you take all those pages and put it down into just a few paragraphs to explain what your book's about, to put on the back of the book? I mean, that is, for me, that is like the hardest thing to do.
Oh, yeah. I started looking at a bunch of DVDs, some old DVDs I have, movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I know the movie, and I read the back. I'm like, whoa, this is going to take a while.
Yeah. To do.
Man, I type it into Word, and I look at Grammarly, and I read what Grammarly's telling me to fix. I'm like, that's the entire thing. Fragment sentence, misspellings, like, oh, Lord.
I do the same thing. I write it on Word. I have Grammarly up. But still, a lot of the things Grammarly says, I'm like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. And it's trying to like change my sentence into something completely different. So you do have to be really careful with Grammarly.
Wow.
It can be really tricky.
So do you go to book shows and stuff, signings and stuff, like stores, or?
Not as many as I should be. I live here in Oceanside in the San Diego area, and I do like write on Oceanside every year. So I always go there and see all the local people around, that love to read, and I do book signings there. I do have a book signing. There's a little used bookstore here in Oceanside coming up in August, and I'll be doing a book signing there.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome. Is that information on your social media that people can come see you, or?
Well, I'm going to be posting it. I haven't posted it yet.
Nice. Oh, surprise.
Back with them.
Oh, wow. So we're about to announce it.
Not announced.
Wow. Man, I'm always curious because it takes a lot of creativity and a lot of focus to write. I mean, it's one thing to write a screenplay because
Yeah.
it's a whole different format, a whole different way of writing. So I'm like, well, I'm going to try my hand at writing a book, and whew, it's challenging.
It's fun though. It's a lot of fun. 'Cause I used to work, I would work my job during the day, and then at night, as soon as I'd get home, I'm like writing my book. I'd write my book on the weekends, and it was just a lot of fun for me. And so I always look forward to doing that.
How long did it take to write just one of yours?
Well, my first book
Yeah.
was the longest. I probably spent a year on that. I know. First of all, it was my first experience writing. I didn't know what I was doing, and the book just kept going on, and it kept going on, and kept going on, because I kept adding and adding stuff to it. And that was like 20 years ago. And I
Wow.
was working at a golf car manufacturer. I'm sorry for the people that are watching this that know me. Yes, I was working at a golf car. I was working there, but I would write my book around my work. I'd finish everything, and then I'd be like, oh, everybody else is playing solitaire on the internet, and I'd sit there and write up another scene.
Good.
And it took me a long time to write that first book, so I didn't know what I was doing. But all these years later, I did go back, and I probably cut 100,000 words out of the book because it was so long.
Wow.
And I restructured it and I put it back out there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
there's two volumes of the one?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It needed help. It probably still needs more help.
Oh,
It was
wow.
my first experience. But at the same time, it was fantasy. The first book, well, I wrote a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I really just let my imagination soar. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. But
That's amazing.
But writing, the more you write, the more you learn.
That's
And
true.
the writing gets better and better. You don't know. I mean, that's the only way you can learn is to do it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And I'm not a typer either. So I'm one of those people that's gonna like, there's the R, there's the S, T, U.
It's faster too.
Oh, sure. Oh, I hope. It's so crazy because my keyboard is like this big on this laptop, and
Oh,
my hands are huge. So I'm like, how in the world do I type on this little screen?
oh.
So that's what it takes me a while.
Yes, you're gonna get it, and soon you're just gonna be like this amazing typist.
Oh, I appreciate that. Like,
You finish your book, you're gonna be like zoom all over the place. Yeah.
wow, because I see these videos of people typing. I'm like, how in the world? It's like 60, 70, 80 words per minute or more. I'm like, oh my God.
I've
I
never.
get,
All these years of typing, because I remember this ages me, but back in high school, I took a typing class.
yep, I remember that.
On a typewriter, and
Yep.
make you put your hands in the spot, and you weren't supposed to look at the keyboard. Well, this day, I still look at the keyboard while I type. I have to. If I don't, I'm typing the wrong stuff. Even today. And I'm pretty fast at typing too, but that's my thing. I have to look at the keyboard.
You imagine that from a keyboard? We had to learn how to put the ink in it, when to slide it over, how to get rid of a letter or a punctuation error. Oh, that's wrong. Like tap, tap, tap,
Yes.
erase.
And then you have to go back and erase, and it was like white out. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Just interesting how things have changed, isn't it?
Oh yeah, now we got laptops that are touchscreen. We got iPhones.
Yes.
We got.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Out my phone,
I know. Can't go anywhere without it because everything's on it.
Exactly. My whole world is my phone, my computer, my laptop. I mean, yeah, my whole world is the computer.
You know what? This is funny now that we're talking about this technology changing in the last, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
I take a segment from my book, right? I right click, copy it, and I put it in my notes. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this for the teenagers out there that can teach me something on an iPhone. I had to email it to myself.
Like, oh God, Mom,
I had to take it off my computer, right click, copy it, put it in my email, send it to my phone, open it in my phone, right click, copy it, and then I put it, and there's a way to actually get Siri to read it. I
Oh.
figured that out. So I'm like going on real like, okay, that does sound crappy. Or is this the way that Siri sounds when she's reading like a robot?
Yeah, Microsoft Word also reads.
Who does?
Microsoft Word.
Oh, does it?
It does. You can go in there and it can read it to you, and you could choose a male voice or a female voice to have it read it back to you. It's still a little bit robotic on some parts, but it's pretty neat. I used to read, I would write my books, and then later on I would read it out loud to try to catch any mistakes, because your brain just looks over it. You can look at the same thing like 100 times and you still don't see the mistake. And so I would read it out loud and try to catch that mistake. But now Microsoft Word's reading it to me. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh my God. See, in the film world, we have table reads where you get like the cast, or you get your friends and you give them all a copy of the script. Say, hey, you're going to play this role, this role, this role. So you read the script, and the writer's typically sitting back just listening like, oh, that sounds bad, highlight. So they can go back and fix it, because once it goes to set, because I'm independent. Now, the big budget ones, I'm sure they do table reads too, because I'm sure all the actors have experience enough for like, hey, can we adjust this? Can we fix that? Mm-hmm. Or they're going to have to fix the script on the day, because I've seen that happen where they rewrite the script on the day they're shooting.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
That happens.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So with our books, it's like once it's done, it's done. So people out there, they read it and they're real more intuitive to what the story is. Like, whoa, I wonder what he meant by that. And I'm thinking, oh crap, I should have fixed that word.
I feel horrible when things slip by like that. It's a hard process to catch all of that. And I can see as a reader where it get frustrating, but at the same time, they have no idea unless they are in the writer's shoes trying to produce such a large amount of work.
Oh yeah. See, and I think I'm too critical, because it's my first. It's sci-fi. They're saying write what you know, and I don't know anything about sci-fi. So I'm like, I know what movies I've seen, comic books I've read. So I'm like, okay, I changed it to a female lead. It's in the future. She's born on my birthday. So I try to make that easy.
Yeah.
So she's born this year in October, but in 35 years, it's 2060. So now she's 35 years old, and she's more in tune to what's going on with that future. Mm-hmm. So everything that's happening at that time with space exploration and manning the moon and stuff like that plays a big part in this story in particular, because the first book is about the moon, lunar nexus.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what do I do now? I've kind of pigeonholed myself into something I don't know much about. Like, okay, moon exploration.
A lot of research on that. A lot of research.
Yeah. It just goes and goes and goes. I'm like, what's Elon doing with the space program? What's NASA doing? What's Bezos doing? What can I culminate together?
Yeah.
So it's like this mishmash.
I gotta think 60 years, or you said 60 years or 30 years?
30 years.
30 years in the future. That's right. Okay. She would be real then.
Yeah.
Makes sense. 30 years in the future. Yeah, because everything's going to be even different in 30 years than it is now. So, yeah.
It takes a lot of research. I'm thinking, man, who can I reach out to that's a writer? I reached out to you. Yes. I have another friend that's writing, but he writes more like crime novels.
Okay.
It's based on actual crimes. So he's got hundreds of books. I'm like, geez, I got to get him on here. I got to introduce you guys, because he writes constantly. He's constantly writing. I know you do too. Me, not so much lately. I need to get back on it. It's always in the back of my mind. It's just
it's really busy.
Yeah, it's. I think I'm just too critical about the information I'm putting in it. Is this going to make sense? But to the general public reading it, it's like, well, we don't know if it makes sense or not, because they're not scientists. So.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Most people aren't going to have a clue. They're reading for the joy of it, not to sit there and pick apart what you've written. I mean, you're always going to get somebody who's critical. You're always going to get somebody who's going to go, oh, he put the word he instead of him, or her instead of she, or there's going to be somebody that's going to come along where grammar is their forte. And
Yeah.
I can understand that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I always tell people, write for the people that are going to enjoy your work. Write for yourself. So because you want to make it an enjoyable process for yourself too, not where you're second guessing yourself the whole way through and then you're miserable trying to write it. If you're enjoying yourself, you're enjoying the ride, people that are reading it are going to enjoy it. And you're right, most people aren't going to know. They're not going to care. They're not going to look up those facts. They want to enjoy the story.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And I appreciate that advice. I just need to make it happen.
Yeah.
What is like your advice to somebody that's watching this now, that's young, older, retired, that wants to try writing?
Just do it. That's my advice. Just do it. Come up with a scene and just write. It doesn't matter if you don't think it flows right. It doesn't matter if you're writing words incorrectly. You can go back and change that later. Just do it. Because if you go, oh, I don't know if I'm using this in the right syntax, or I don't know if this is correct, you're never going to write. You're always going to stop yourself. So my advice is just do it and write for yourself. Write what you enjoy. If you're enjoying yourself, other people are going to go, oh, wow, they're going to feel that you enjoyed yourself. And they're going to enjoy it too. So don't worry about anybody else.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
For the book series that you're currently writing, it's a 3-part, right?
Well, it's going to be more than 3. I'm on the third one, the Millie Miller mystery series right now. Well, I've got so many different series because I write cozy mysteries. I write paranormal mysteries. I have fantasy trilogy. I have 2 sci-fi horror series. I have some beginning painting books. So I write in all different genres. And I have my Aggie Underhill mystery series has 18 books in it. There's 7, I think there's 7. I don't even remember anymore. 7 full-length novels, and then it goes into short stories because I had gotten so busy with work that it was hard for me to sit down and write full-length novels. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make some shorter ones and put them out there so that people can still enjoy Aggie because she's always tripping over a body somewhere. They're more comedy with a little bit of mystery, And so I was writing a lot of short stories. And it made it easier for me because I had been battling with cancer at the time. And I was so tired. And so I thought, okay, I still want to write. So I'm just going to do short little fun things and keep it short, keep it fun, keep it fresh, and keep my series going. So I have those going. Now I just started to do another cozy mystery series about Millie Miller. And I thought this time I'm going to use the area I'm living in, where before I used Palm Springs because I used to live in Palm Springs. And now I live in Oceanside. So I'm using the area because they say use what you know. So I'm I'm writing about the area. I know the area. My 2 little Chihuahua, they're Chihuahua dachshund mixes, my dogs, Rosie and Daisy. I put them in the books. So they're always with Millie, and she's moved into these condos, and it's called Mermaid Cove, except now she's calling it Murder Cove because she keeps, people keep getting murdered.
Wow.
And she found a body in the bushes because she's walking her 2 little dogs, and they find a body in the bushes. So that's how it all starts. Yeah. I know it's silly, but it's fun, and it keeps me entertained. I'm hoping it keeps other people entertained as well. And so I did the 3rd book I just started called Dog Gone Diet because her dogs are getting too fat for their harnesses, and she's realized she's getting too fat for her clothes. So she's putting the dogs on a diet. She's on a diet, and I don't want to get too far into it, but let's just say they find a body in the sauna at the gym. So she's really into this. So that's the kind of stuff I'm writing. The other series it's a paranormal series, and the main character, she's not a very nice person at all, right? And her main thing, she goes around defrauding people. She's just not good. And she has a business called Revenge Fairy, where she gets revenge, like whoever pays her a certain amount of money, like let's say someone's husband's cheating on them, and she gets revenge on them for that person and so forth. And that's how she's making her money. Well, one woman wasn't too happy with her, ran her over with her car. She dies, and she ends up being like in between heaven and earth. She's like in between, like kind of like purgatory in a way. And her social worker pulls out like all of these files for all of her past lives and says, you haven't been learning in all of these lives. We don't know what else to do with you. And she's all, oh, and she's all, yeah, we're going to have to like erase your soul. I think you're just going to have to be erased. And she's like, no, can I go to hell instead? And she's like, that is hell. And she's like, well, I don't want to give away too much, but she ends up leaving the room. She has an opportunity to leave the room where the social worker is. She sneaks into another room, and they have like these fairy godmother, outfits and stuff. And so she disguises herself as a fairy godmother, ends up back on Earth. And so she's trying to hide. So there's an angel, her spirit guide, and the social worker looking for her. But oh no, now she's got magic, and she doesn't have a body, and she's on Earth, and there's nobody, there's no chart for her. She can like destroy the planet if she wanted to. So they're trying to find destiny to bring her back. But it has like a feel good moment at the end, and she learns through the process. And so I thought, it'll be fun just to do a whole series of her as a fairy godmother, but she's still wrestling with her wanting to not be a nice person at the same time, but she's now learning. So she's got an opportunity to learn and grow with her soul. I know it's really, I don't even know what to classify it as. It's something completely different, but
yeah,
I don't know. My brain just picks up some really interesting things.
It sounds like an interesting series. I'd watch it.
You can go with it. It's like all of a sudden I just go, I could do this. I had no idea this is how it was going to turn out. It just did.
Oh man, I can't wait to read that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Destiny's back, and she's been assigned to a bank robber. And she's like, what? I'm supposed to help a felon? I have to rob the bank?
Oh my gosh.
So now she's basically going to help to try to get to the source of what this woman's problem is, that's robbing these banks and why she needs money. But I want to throw in a lot of showing the other person learning and growing, their soul growing at the same time. So there's some comedy, there's some action, but at the same time, I want that feel good feeling of, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so boring when they say that.
Sounds good. Sounds amazing. Yeah. If it were to be picked up as a series, like a TV comedy, who would play her? Who would you want to play her?
I don't know. Now I'm going to be thinking about that.
I know, right?
Who would play her?
I'm thinking all kinds of people. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Tina Fey. I mean, there's all kinds of people. Jennifer Aniston.
Like one of those wild imaginations. So when it comes down to my book, there's not so much research.
Oh my God, that's going to be interesting. I like the sound of that. It sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Where can everybody find you on social media, Amazon, websites?
Well, all of my books are on Amazon. They're also, everything's been made into Audible audiobooks as well. My website is michelleholstein.com. And I'm also, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, all under Michelle Holstein.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you had a good time on the show.
I did. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much.
No. It's your story, your whole story is inspiring. It's inspired me to finish my first book. So.
Oh, good. I can't wait to read your book.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. No, you're going to do wonderful with it. I just know you are.
I appreciate that. Well, dang, I look forward to actually physically meeting you in person at one of these book sales, book
Yeah,
signings. Yeah, if I'm ever out that way.
yeah, yeah. You need to come out to California.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Southern California.
Yes, yes.
Man, nice. Oh, that's even better. Ah, need to do a book signing on the beach,
Oh, that would
live.
be perfect. Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for being on the show. It was an
Yeah.
honor finally meeting you because
Yeah.
we've known each other for a long time. And this is the first time we've ever actually seen face to face.
I know. Normally it's just chatting. Yeah. It's by phone, chatting text. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice meeting you somewhat in person.
I know. Right? All righty. Well, it's great meeting you. Great talking to you and great hearing your story. And if anybody wants to find your work, now you know. We appreciate everybody coming to the show, and we look forward to the next one. All righty. Well, you have a great day. Great time for everybody else, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon. All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Huge thanks to our guest for joining us on this episode of the Composition Theory Podcast. Please subscribe and follow us on socials in the links below. Good night.